The story begins with Jaffrey, a coast guard stationed on a quiet, lonely island. His days were mostly slow, with only the occasional visit from scientists or adventurers. But today felt different. The island was unusually peaceful, almost too quiet, as if something was about to happen. Jaffrey, unaware of what was coming, stood by, waiting. Suddenly, the silence was broken by a loud shout, shaking him out of his calm routine. One of the fellow guards called for help, and Jaffrey rushed over to see what was going on. When he arrived, he saw a small group of guards standing around something strange that had washed ashore. It wasn't just another piece of driftwood or debris. It was an odd mix of seashells, rocks, and other random things. But what made it really strange was how it seemed almost alive, like it had once been part of something bigger. The guards stood frozen, unsure of what they were looking at. Jaffrey, used to discovering odd things on the island, still found himself surprised by this one. The ocean had brought them yet another mystery, reminding them that no matter how much people learned, the sea always held more secrets. Jaffrey had always respected the ocean. Growing up by the sea, his father, a fisherman, taught him to take only what was needed. His dad would say that taking too much from the ocean would throw everything out of balance. Jaffrey had always been fascinated by the creatures that lived in the water, and understood that some things were better left alone. He had followed his father's path and became a fisherman too. In his new role, Jaffrey found more fulfillment than he had ever imagined. The teamwork with his fellow guards made every day enjoyable, and he took great pride in protecting the seas. After 2 years, Jaffrey and his team were sent to a deserted island known for illegal activity. Their job was to watch over the island, stop suspicious actions, and conduct search and rescue missions. To his surprise, some of his most meaningful work involved saving animals that had strayed from their natural homes. These rescues reminded Jaffrey of how all life in the ocean is connected and how crucial it is to protect it. One day, during a regular patrol, Jaffrey and his team stumbled upon a shocking scene: 4 figures struggling to stay afloat in the ocean. At first, they thought these figures were people in trouble. But as they got closer, they realized something amazing. The figures were deer. The deer were swimming in the ocean, approaching the boat as if they weren't afraid of the humans on board. It was an unusual sight since deer usually avoid people. This unexpected encounter highlighted the wild and mysterious nature of the world Jaffrey was dedicated to protecting. Though surprised, the Coast Guard team quickly adjusted to the situation and got ready to help the deer. The animals had likely swum too far from shore and couldn't get back because of the strong waves. The deer's survival depended on the team's quick actions. Drawing on their rescue experience, they carefully moved the boat closer to the deer, ensuring their safety as they worked to get them out of the dangerous waters. Jaffrey left the helm and joined the rescue effort. One guard made a lasso from a fishing line, while Jaffrey, without a second thought, jumped into the icy water. To everyone's amazement, the deer seemed to trust him, swimming toward him with surprising strength. Jaffrey, determined to save them, managed to lift each deer one by one until they were close enough for the lasso. Despite the heavy animals and cold water, his drive to help them kept him going. Once all 4 deer were safely aboard the boat, the Coast Guards quickly got to work. The animals were cold and tired from their struggle, so the team wrapped them in towels to warm them up. As the boat headed back to shore, the deer huddled together, visibly relieved to be out of the water. However, the youngest deer was in serious condition. Jaffrey and his team carefully carried it to the bay, where they had arranged for a veterinarian to meet them. The vet arrived swiftly, covered the small deer in thick blankets, and took it to a nearby facility for urgent care. Meanwhile, the other deer were given food and attention to help them recover. After a few days, the deer were strong enough to be returned to the woods, where they could continue their lives safely. This experience reminded Jaffrey of why he loved his job so much. It wasn't just about protecting the ocean, it was about the amazing and unexpected discoveries that came with it. The island's isolation seemed to bring out all sorts of unique and mysterious wildlife. Intrigued by the strange object they had discovered on the beach, Jaffrey decided it was best to wait for an expert before touching it. He reached out to Kylie, a local marine scientist, to get her opinion. Kylie arrived quickly and was just as curious about the object as Jaffrey. She suggested they return the next day with a colleague who had more experience with unusual finds. Meanwhile, the Coast Guards took photos and videos of the mysterious object and posted them online. Their social media posts quickly went viral, causing a storm of guesses and theories from people around the world. Some thought it might be an alien artifact, while others speculated it was a failed experiment. At first, Jaffrey and his team found the wild theories entertaining, but as night fell, they started to worry. What if the object was dangerous or toxic? What if Jaffrey had already put himself at risk by touching it? The guards reassured each other, but an underlying tension filled the night. Early the next morning, Kylie returned with Barrett, a skilled marine biologist from the local marine center. Barrett was eager to see the strange object after hearing Kylie's description. As he examined the vibrant yellow cord, tangled with seashells and seaweed, he noticed it was softer than any usual rope. Everyone watched closely as Barrett inspected the object. Finally, he shared his findings, and the group held their breath. To their relief, Barrett explained that the object wasn't an alien artifact or a failed experiment. Instead, it was a sea whip, a type of soft coral that often gets mixed up with other debris and washes ashore. Barrett explained that sea whips are created by tiny polyps that, similar to jellyfish, come together to form a skeleton. This one was yellow, but sea whips can also be white, purple, or red. They usually break off from their rocky homes during storms or rough weather. Even though the sea whip was dead, Barrett advised Jaffrey and his team to leave it where it was. As it decayed, it would help nourish the plant life on the island. Jaffrey and his team, now relieved and a bit amused by their earlier fears, returned to their normal duties. The ocean had once again shown them something unexpected, and though it wasn't as strange as they had initially thought, the experience reminded them of the mysteries that still lay beneath the waves. Later that day, Jaffrey took to social media to set the record straight. He assured everyone that the object wasn't an alien or a failed experiment, but simply a natural marvel of the ocean. Reflecting on the incident, Jaffrey realized that life on the island was always an adventure, filled with surprises both big and small. Though the sea whip wasn't the otherworldly creature they had imagined, Jaffrey knew that the vast, mysterious ocean still had plenty more surprises in store for him. So, that's all for today. What are your thoughts about this story? Tell us in the comment section below, and if you like this, make sure to like and subscribe. Your support means so much to us. Until then, take care, and thanks for watching.